Welcome to Rolls of Redemption, where we redeem your Monday one roll at a time. Grab your snack, grab your drink of choice, and let's get rolling. We're back, people.
Woo!
It's been a hot minute.
It's been a long time coming.
There have been ailments. There have been lost voices. Not from one person, but multiple. But we are back better than most times.
Better
Not
than
ever,
we
I
were.
don't know.
Better than last week.
Better than last week, and we are ready to play. We've got some first-time chatters who headed over here from TikTok, so if that's you, thank you so much. Hello, TikTok. Elizabeth was over here saying hi. But, yes, we've got new friends in the chat. If you haven't followed yet, hit that follow button in the link tree. We also have a very free Discord that you can join. And if you're itching to play some D&D virtually, we do have a spot for that as well. For $3 a month, you can join that through Ko-Fi. Anyway, there were some questions on TikTok that Kat and I got to answer, and I thought that'd be great to bring to the class. So before we get started, I'm going to scroll back up.
While you scroll, I just want to let everyone know that we had an over-under poll of how many people were going to come from Twitch to from TikTok to Twitch, other purple app around. I said 2, and there were 2 first-time chatters so far. So right now I'm winning. Not to say I don't want more people to come
It's
over.
early.
But if
Are
you
you
don't,
winning
I win.
Against, okay.
I'm gonna go make an account now.
Okay.
I had money on 3, so.
All right. So, what is your favorite D&D class and race? Keep it short so we can actually play D&D tonight.
Cleric, half elf, done.
Ranger
Right.
Aarakocra.
Great.
I've really only played a dwarf bard, so I'm gonna go with that for now.
Great.
It's subject to change.
Rob?
Druid, anything.
Oh, I only get
Wait,
one.
the changeling
Only
said
one.
anything?
Only one. Hurry up.
That's valid. I really like the ASMR, because they're cool, and wizard. Not an ASMR wizard.
Play a champion fighter, so that's really fun for me, but I think the most fun race was so that might come back in futures. Okay, that was not the last question. What is something that continually inspires you in your games / creativity? Keep it short.
Getting to write stories with Janine.
Doing
Getting
epic
to
things
watch-
that aren't real.
Okay.
Ooh, all right, that might be it. Yeah. For playing, that's it.
Okay.
For DMing, it would be getting to watch all of my friends break and rebuild and heal and become better.
I said hurting.
He wants to be a therapist,
Yeah.
but he
I
can't.
said hurting my
I
own
do.
feelings with fictional situations.
Mine is like pushing my character and just seeing how they would react in different situations and how they'd grow.
I'm really enjoying trying to find the boundaries of my character, the things that are out of character but make sense for him. I'm really enjoying.
Good.
And have you ever tried / heard of Dungeons and Doggos? Playing Dungeons and Dragons, but your character's a dog.
It's like
Does Diego
Bluey!
Leonin count? I know that's kind of cat-like, but
Oh my god!
Have played Tabaxi.
I'm writing a werewolf character for the next one.
wait,
Does
we're
that
supposed
count?
to have started that already?
No.
No.
We weren't.
No,
No.
I just have many
Someone on
ideas.
TikTok
I have a lot
said
of
they love
feelings.
their half-elf rogue, and they love playing rogue. Well, TikTok friend, head over to twitch.tv / Rolls of Redemption. Come talk to us over here.
I really do love playing half elves. Like, I just find them very. I know they're kind of basic, but I find
They're only
them
halfway
athletes.
basic.
So
Yeah, they're athletes with dark vision. I mean, that really solves a couple of problems right off the bat.
right, and then you can flavor it around and do all sorts of stuff. I love
Mhm.
that. Even even Atreus is really a half elf.
Yeah, he is.
There are so many races that have dark vision that would really feel like handicapping yourself to take anything that doesn't.
It's why I made a
I
halfling.
figured that out with halfling.
Hello, Celestial. How are ya? Oh my gosh. Okay, so many friends. We are now going to
Suck
get
it, Peter.
a recap on so we can play some D&D so our friends can see why they're actually here. I mean, I guess this is fun too. But let's get rolling.
Alrighty, here we go. Kai approached Francis, Haversal's sauntering sycophant, seeking to suss out some salacious specifics of the plans for the portal. Eventually, they decided that he was useless. Saphir sent him to a prolonged slumber. The group went into the Abbey with Kai taking his form and also his clothes. After some fruitless back and forth with the High Priestess Violet, they agreed to leave the majority of their weapons with Caven, sneaking a few on their persons as they planned to venture further into the Abbey and find out what's truly going on.
I love you so much.
That was so many
Like you
S's in a
said,
row.
do you really have to ask?
I feel like you put it in just so that it could sound like you were stuttering over the S's.
Look, I mean, yes, I do consult a thesaurus. Is it worth it? Absolutely.
Obviously. What bard wouldn't have his own thesaurus? Like, that's why we take polymorph, right?
Wait,
Sorry.
do you take polymorph to polymorph
Robert,
into a thesaurus?
Yes, because you can polymorph into dinosaurs.
Oh,
I
That's why my wife did not respond, because it was that terrible.
I
It was a
see.
Very
real-
stretch of a
Yeah.
joke.
Real bad joke.
It was real bad.
And because of that,
It
we
was-
all get
it was-
inspiration.
No, you still have that
yeah,
H
we're-
floating
We
around,
all
and you
still
all
have
still
it.
have inspiration
Yeah.
from
we do.
everywhere.
That's true.
Only because we haven't played in March.
It's been a while, guys.
That-
It's been a while.
Yeah, that's just.
Yeah.
It's not our fault. We all still have it.
Wait, we
just
haven't
haven't
played in
played.
March? That's for real?
I
It's
think we
close.
might have played the first.
Yeah, it was like March 3rd.
Yeah.
Okay,
because
yes, we
today's
did. We
18.
did play on the 3rd. Cool.
But
Yeah.
I didn't.
Well, yeah.
speak.
Right.
Atreus
I
was mute.
interpreted. I was
Yes.
the Atreus interpreter.
He
Which
had
I am
existential crisis and was talking to his god mentally, and therefore,
Mhm.
Eucidium was like, I need to take away your vocalization abilities for a hot second while we chat.
All right. So, as
There was no in-game explanation
No,
for that, though, was
no, we
there?
mostly just
Just-
focused on Kai doing Kai things. So,
It was
Perfect.
like there was just a random TV episode where you're just like, wait, that person's like, they're not showing the side of their face, and then you find out later that they were in a bad car accident and they just couldn't show that side of their face.
right?
Why do they keep holding bags in front of actress is
Yeah.
pregnant?
Disclaimer: not pregnant.
Yeah, in case anyone was
saying.
wondering, Rob is not pregnant.
Not pregnant.
We are very
regardless of the belly
concerned.
and the amount of potato chips. So, as our dear Nathan already said, you are outside the Abbey. You have successfully taken out one of their people through a lot of treachery and some general goodness, at least good intent. You have also given up all of your weapons, minus, I think, Akir hid a dart and a dagger,
One dart,
or
and
was it two?
one dagger and one dart? I tried to get a second dagger, but Atreus saw it,
Yeah.
and so we didn't bring that one down.
Yeah. I, like a moron, allowed Mina to melt her shield into her wings, so she always can shield, wing, bash,
And fire breath.
and fire breath. Things you don't think about when you're going, this would be so cool. How can this ruin my encounters later? It's okay. It's fine.
I feel like I'm so sorry. I feel like I manipulated you way back 2 years ago into thinking that I was just so like, oh, this must be the best experience for me, or else I will quit D&D forever. And now you still go by that mentality, and it still works for me, but it's backfiring on you, and it's hilarious.
It is. I've also put you through plenty of trauma that
You did.
I
You did.
feel like I have to
It's also true.
occasionally repent and pay for.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yep.
yeah. All right. What would you like to do, friends? Are you kicking down the door? Are you casually sneaking down the door? Are you not
Where
going?
are we again? Like, what
So
is?
we're-
I thought we were face to face with her.
We went outside to drop our weapons off, and she's still waiting
We
inside
did?
for us to come back, right?
Okay, I thought we put them on KV and KV trotted out.
You did,
Yeah.
and some went into Mina's bag of holding. So, yeah.
Okay.
I assumed we were just going to walk in real casual, like, and
Like the chillest.
say, give us a fucking tour because we need to know what's going on.
Welcome us to your crib.
I mean, we still haven't figured out what exactly we're going to do because we're like 90+% sure that the Eclipses are going to use this base in like 10 days. But we have no clue how or
but-
what.
So I'd like to know how they're planning on using it, and then undoing all of their hard work. But I would like to know the how, because if it doesn't, like, they could rebuild it, and we might be able to get a better idea of how to stop them.
What if?
That, and we're also not supposed to just murder people. So
What?
No, we're
your god
totally
I mean-
supposed
specifically
to murder
told you
people.
not to. I just have morals.
I know, my God's.
I have
No. My God said don't, not murder people. That doesn't mean don't kill
Yeah.
people. There's a
Yeah,
difference.
but he had to explicitly tell you not
Atreus
to
can
murder
find
them.
this-
Mina's gonna struggle with that that difference right there. She's gonna be like,
What if?
I believe the tenant was not to take the life of one with a soul. Basically.
Unless
that
there was a
exactly what
stipulation
I mean,
it
unless
you may
were,
have
like,
written it.
There was an
Yeah.
unless.
Yeah.
There's a stipulation.
Wasn't
But like now
unless.
you guys have to wrestle with the same moral dilemma, just directly told from your god that Akir has always had to work through.
Uh,
So Kai has a thought.
hard.
What if we let them rebuild it and then we go through it? What if we take the fight to the other side?
No, thank you. I don't love that idea at all, because multiple reasons why I really don't love that idea of going into another plane is, like, if we get banished at all from that, Akir goes back to the airplane.
No problem with
like,
that.
he's not coming out of the hangar. I have a problem with that. We need him. He's got like half of the power. Okay,
Airport.
listen,
Going
no.
to the airport.
At the airport. So no. Also, I feel like they'd be more powerful over in their area where where they're like lords of that domain. No, bad guy.
I do think we should break down that wall
Just
and
hang
get
here.
a good look at the portal if given the opportunity. And if it's for me to say I want to pay my respects to Elise, I will play that card and say when we were last here, Francis over there was involved with killing this girl, and I'm gonna pay my damn respects, and you can take it out on him.
I'd rather
Slowly
just
watching
not let them
Torkel's.
rebuild, because you don't wait for someone to finish the nuclear.
No. Well, also, I think we need to get them to talk about what they plan to do for the eclipse. Like, are they actually on Percival's side, or do they actually not know anything?
Do you want to try and find Violet's journal and steal it? There's probably gotta be a journal somewhere,
Akir
right?
could so easily
She-
vanish while you guys are on a tour.
She lives in a place full of boys. Of course, she has a diary.
Yes.
Can Mina then get her to talk?
Girl talk.
Because did we do the girl power?
I
girl talk
tried.
yet?
She called me disrespectful, and I said
Well, you
that
are.
I've been called that before.
All right, so
Doesn't like me
we're
very
just
much.
walking back in, and we're going to try and just talk
cool and
our way
casual.
through this one.
Let's do it. We've got a bard.
I will continue to be
That's
silent.
probably an amazing idea, babe.
Oh no, my
Voice is
still
gone.
doesn't work.
Okay, remember? Remember?
Oh, right.
All right. You make your way back down. The basically 4.5 worth of stairs brings you down well underground into the living space. As you enter, for now the third time, only the second time announced to the inhabitants here, you see Violet kind of leaning like this, arms folded across her chest, up against the picnic table. The other two gentlemen, the basic priests, I guess basic is the word of the night, are kind of nearby. They're not sitting, they're not standing, they're also not threatening you. But Violet is very intent upon the door. And who's the first one through?
Me. Can't talk, but I'm going first.
All right.
Imagine-
She watches. Yep.
I'm still down there, right?
Yes. So she would have basically just kind of given you instructions. If they decide to come through with their weapons, murder them on sight.
With what?
The weapons. The not weapons, the magic. The magic
What
that
magic?
make the weapon. Francis, we've been practicing magic.
The magic from my amulet? That magic?
The magic from Percival. The magic that you've used to conjure water, the magic you've used to conjure light,
I see.
to break things, to sear things, to harm things, to heal things.
So
the
I can
magic.
sear them like I've seared other.
Yes.
Ah,
Yes, just like that fish.
okay.
Okay. Because if they break the rule, what's the rule? What's the one rule?
The one rule is not hospitality. No weapons except
That is correct.
except for magic.
Magic is not a weapon.
Oh.
Magic can be used like a weapon. It is not a. Did somebody say to drink? Everyone just started drinking.
We were just thirsty, but for our newcomers here, you can redeem hydrate from your coin bubble.
We did just get a second follower on Twitch, so I don't know if that makes it 3 people or 4. I don't know. We've lost count.
Sorry, we're good at math.
Something tells
So
me
good
that
at
Francis practices magic like in elementary school or practices a recorder.
Please don't. My 3rd grader. It hurts.
I just can't even.
She's
can't
trying
imagine
so
I
hard.
mean that in the best way. There's a lot of potential there, but
I can't even imagine how much
It's
Violet
unrefined.
must hate her life if she believes Kai's performance as Francis, and Francis is always like this.
Yep.
She must drink so much.
yeah, Rob's not even making Kai roll a deception check on this.
Wow, her and Mina actually have a lot in common.
Yeah.
Francis is just dumb. Dumb and gullible. I love him
Bingo.
so much.
And that's why he's upstairs napping in a field.
He's having a long
Pretty sure he's naked.
nap. No.
Magic
We
equals
thought
hot
about that.
clothes.
But
No,
remember,
that's right.
I
yeah.
have magic
You got
clothes.
magic clothes. Yes.
Which is why I should have
Oh,
some
that's
kind of
right.
weapon hidden underneath my clothing. We just never stated as much.
Yeah, it's because it would have to be away and not visible at all. And I don't know what weapons you have that you could do that with.
Yeah.
So if you have something tiny like a dagger or a club,
I have a morning star.
that's a little big. I'm not giving him that much charisma.
Yeah, then I don't have anything. I could have taken somebody's dagger.
No weapons.
Well, yeah, but Torkel has daggers.
That's true, but you weren't upstairs
Yeah.
when they
If
were.
you had come with us, it would make sense that we could try and sneak something under your robe. But since you
Fine.
didn't come with us, we didn't really plan, surprise, surprise, to have to give up our weapons.
Also true.
Do we ever plan?
No, we just assume
anything?
that
Yes.
people will do what we tell them, or will hurt them otherwise. And now we're
Yeah.
I
trying
will
to not
also
do that.
point out that the one situation that we planned extensively, I still almost died. So YOLO.
Yeah.
When we don't plan, things work out fine.
Do they though?
When we do plan, I
We
go
do.
to a dragon and have to make a pact with God.
There you go.
You can pretend to be mad about that, but we all know the truth.
We all know.
Alright, so Francis is dumb, and we're all coming down. Atreus went first.
Thank you, Sword of Eusidium, for being amenable to my request.
So I don't
Hey,
have
I'm
to
here
sear
too.
him.
No.
What?
No.
Okay. So I
I'm-
can be hospitable now.
What does hospitable mean to you? Have you been reading?
Well, I was going to get them snacks, but then you told me I
Snacks!
can't get
Yes.
snacks.
Great. Now if they all come in without any weapons, then yes, you may serve them snacks.
Okay.
Mina,
Do I get a snack?
do you have any visible weapons?
No. I'm
All
wearing
right.
a crown because I thought it was pretty.
She's got wings.
And I got
She-
my wings. I
The
can't,
ice crown.
I can't turn it off. I can't
She-
turn these off. I've tried. I used to be able to. I can't.
That crown looks awfully familiar.
Found it.
It's an heirloom.
I found it somewhere. I
I
thought
thought
it was
you couldn't
pretty.
talk.
Kept it.
Oh,
Should I?
I got better.
It
I can't
felt
talk.
expensive, so I took it. But then I also didn't want to leave like shiny, expensive out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it looked better on my head.
Sounds fair.
Doesn't it look expensive?
Akir, I assume you have followed the rules as one known for his goodness.
I am here at your beck and call.
That's almost an answer. Master Bard,
Only my instruments. And a little bit of alcohol. Yeah, you never know.
I'm sure
He's
the
really good at
boys
parties.
would enjoy it.
I shall
Why
get
would people
snacks.
around?
Now, how about that tour?
Yes. Great. What would you like to see?
Well, we were particularly interested in confirming our suspicion that there are no more undead in the premises.
Absolutely.
So, as much as possible.
As you can see through this door open here, where Francis has vanished. Not really vanished. Francis, the snacks are not inside the fire.
Right. Right.
Don't touch the fire.
Right. Fire is hot.
Thank you. There's nothing of worth or interest in the kitchen.
Question. Is that
Yes.
actually true? Because Francis or Frankai is
Yeah.
investigating.
Let me get an investigation check.
Akir's just gonna lean into
That'll
Violet.
be an 18.
Nice. From your perspective, you see that as soon as you walk in, there's shelving and tables for cooking. There's a beautiful fireplace on the wall. the odd thing about the fireplace is there's no chimney. So the more you look, you realize that this fire must be some sort of magical fire because it is producing heat, but not smoke. So you would have seen the smoke coming from outside. There's a couple of druid spells that can do this. There's probably some form of cleric-y type magic that can pull this off. But there's definitely something magical going on in the fireplace. There is a pot of stew boiling. And the table is littered with a whole bunch of different animal parts, mostly fish, but a little bit of bird as well. Nothing obviously humanoid is readily available to be eaten. Obviously, to your dismay. However, as you turn and look back towards the group, you see that the wall in this room that they cannot see because it is on the doorway wall has a variety of alchemical equipment, from beakers to small little burners. None of them lit, none of them active. And then the table that it's all assembled on is basically 2 tables wide, and beneath are a bunch of humanoid parts and pieces. Everything from bones to heads. Some have more flesh than others, and it's not a ton. It's probably, how do I say this? Imagine walking into the back room of a butcher shop, and it's just all the leftovers. That's what's under the table.
Fran Kai is going to call out, Violet, do you think they would prefer the dwarf head or the elf head? I can make something very fancy with either.
We don't eat people.
Well, they're not people anymore.
That sounds like two
This
rules.
just brings me back to the lizard folk home when Akir, Mina, and Atreus actually walked into a place where they do eat people, and they had a butcher shop with human parts.
Yep.
We left their friends, so this could go well.
Yeah, but these ones don't eat people, so we might not leave friends.
So we're in danger.
Again, Francis, food is on the table. Alchemical equipment is with the alchemy gear, separate from the table.
Then why is it in the kitchen, Violet?
That's where the heat is.
It doesn't sound very
We've
sanitary.
been through this.
I just doesn't sound very sanitary.
Is it hard to keep him alive?
I haven't. She turns. I haven't given a thought either way.
So it's by the look of the draw, then.
For some, I am unfortunate. I am trusting Percival's mighty hand that if it were the will of my God, then he would have taken or used Francis for his own purposes. As of now, he is a faithful and dutiful servant.
Then
he is present.
Then I must suppose it is a blessing that he is present for all of us.
That's what I keep thinking to myself.
The look in your eyes definitely says that. Blessing is definitely the word.
I'm going to get something from the table and bring it out. I'm going to assume I didn't find any notes or anything like that I could snitch.
There's like a recipe book out on the table. If you are willing to go and mess around with the alchemical equipment as Violet is watching you in there, you can certainly try to see if there's something worthwhile, but there are no notes or books out in that area.
Okay, then I will not. I will just grab whatever the snacks available are. Nora would like some snacks, apparently.
I was saying, the cats won't be able to make a cameo. And I'm like, yeah, they'll probably find a way.
They'll find a way. They always find a way.
I saw a few tail flicks.
Oh, yeah, she's angry.
So I am.
Well, you keep saying snack and then not giving her a snack. I'd be angry too.
Listen, Bossy is so starved and neglected that she ate a whole leaf of spinach today.
Wow.
For the record.
Me too, though. Whole spinach leaf. So there, we can't see the body parts.
No.
Only Kai can.
Correct.
Okay, but she's saying things about alchemical stuff. Does that ring any bells from like having the alchemist's house at all? Like, it doesn't. Does it ring any bells with like that notebook that I stole from the alchemist's house forever and ever and ever ago?
It unfortunately,
like
it does seem to be kind of parallel to that. You'd have to really sit down and spend some time to see if these things are a match. If you remember, Violet did come out with that blackish liquid that smelled like death, and person, marrow specifically. So you can definitely assume there is some sort of grossness happening, and considering that the alchemist and his minions were all animated undead, and yet somehow the alchemist did keep his magic, his soul, his rays as a still as a skeleton. There are a lot of parallels that you can draw here. It may not be Percival specifically who gave the alchemist his powers or secrets, but he probably drew some of his abilities from that. Also, Peter, do you still have the link to the map? Because D&D Beyond has updated some really cool map tools. I can point at stuff now.
Cool.
I know. I think I can even draw stuff.
No. Can you send it to me again? I tried to scroll real quick and I did not see it, so I'm sure I just missed it somewhere.
Yeah, so look, I can go here and say, we're going to make a table, because this is where Violet's standing.
Nice.
Right? And then there's
That's fun.
benches. Yeah, this is the stuff I've been waiting for. And then I can go over to this pointy tool and say, this wall is where all the body alchemical pieces are.
That's so nice.
I am a happy person.
That's so nice.
I'm a very happy
I hope
person.
the people watching on Twitch also enjoy this as much as I do.
Yeah.
Probably a little less, but you know.
Yeah.
It looks very cool.
Okay,
You
okay,
love
let me
your
specify.
maps.
Half as much as I do. Is that better? I hope they enjoy
That's
it
still
half
a lot.
as much.
Like,
You like
I've been
maps.
giddy
I
since I
like
opened it.
vibes. The vibes here are rancid, so.
it's also true.
Hydrate.
Hydrate.
Go for
Welcome, William Wallop, to the chat.
Hydrate again. Wait,
3 times?
Yep. He's trying to drain us.
Because you showed up late.
it. Ouch.
No, he was
Alrighty.
here earlier. I think he just left and came back.
Ah, okay.
Because he dropped links earlier.
Got it.
As Kai brings out the snacks, Krish goes up and into one of the rooms to the north and kind of vanishes out of sight for a little bit.
So, Violet, like the last time we were here, this place was like a hot mess. So really, my interest personally, I don't know about them, is to kind of see like the repairs that were done. There were just like some really spooky stuff that we found that I want to make sure there's no more undead just like lurking, just in case like the pest control is thorough.
No,
I think Usidium
Percival,
would like to know
yes.
that.
As Percival also is agreeable. There's no more of that nasty necromancy here. We really have worked very diligently to clean it up. As you can see, it is spotless here in our clinic.
Insight check.
Go for
Vibe
it.
checking the whole thing. Just vibe checking the whole thing. If I can actually get it to do the thing, it's not. Can you roll?
I'm rolling insight too, but I did terrible.
16.
I got a dirty 20.
Wow, goddamn.
I told you I
Nice.
follow the vibes.
See, that's the problem.
Like here
I was
she-
trying to determine if she was lying. Mina was just doing a vibe check.
right.
Not honey.
No, not honey. You know this is not honey. So Akir can tell that she believes every word she's saying. So she is not lying. Atreus, she's really hitting that necromancy a little hard. She's probably not as opposed to necromancy as she seems to be spouting. Though undead definitely seem to be the truth of the matter. She's not
That's
big
the
on
key
that.
word that she's hanging on to make sure it feels okay, but it's really still bullshit.
Yep. And Mina, your vibe check, you definitely know there's something wrong here. And she's concealing it to the best of her ability.
Yeah, gosh, I would hate
Yeah.
to have necromancy hanging around. Like, that is twisted stuff, you know?
Precisely.
Gross.
Enchantment is wonderful. Things move for you, they take care of things, they keep it clean.
That
There's none
seems
of
very
that.
handy to have around.
Exactly. It's
Like,
so
so that
gross.
that source is like your magic, or is that Percival? Does he do that? I
one
just
and
want to
the
say,
same.
like,
One and the
can
same.
I learn something like that? Like, my husband, great, doesn't always pick up his socks, so
Yeah,
it's great to have.
you'd
that.
have to talk to Usidium. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll bring it up with the big man.
Yes. That I don't imagine Percival would grant you powers or a boon if you have sold your soul to Usidium. So.
Did you sell your soul? How did you guys get? How'd that hookup happen?
Oh, this was a trade. Yes.
What'd you have to trade? How'd it go?
Soul.
Oh, so you know about the soul thing.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was just checking. I didn't know if
Very
it was
easy.
different. New to this, sorry.
No, I get to keep it now.
Oh.
It's mine now.
Did
I don't know about yours.
Was there like a time that it wasn't yours, or?
For a small time.
Like, that sounds like a good campfire story. Like, how?
It's such a long story.
I will tell you mine if you tell me yours.
I don't believe this is a snack conversation. This is more of a meal conversation.
Got it.
Yes.
You're right.
Well,
that was a long. Mine was a long story too. So
Let's tour the
his was
building.
traumatizing. So.
Make sure there's no one dead, just to be sure for our sake and the city's sake nearby. And then perhaps we could have a meal and swap stories.
Yeah, show us all the good work you guys did.
Wonderful.
I have specific interest in seeing the basement. We laid to rest a soul down there, and I would like to pay my respects. Violet.
Most of that catastrophe has been closed off.
All the same.
Boarded up. We worked hard for people like Francis to not fall in traps. Again,
Listen,
You know,
how am I
it's not
supposed to
just people
remember
like
where
Francis.
all the traps are?
we marked them with paint.
Now, did you do that before or after we were here? Because Akira had a moment with the door.
Oh, I've not been here that long. No.
Great.
Francis has
I
filled me in
have no
on
idea.
what he remembers of your journey here.
Rob,
You
do we
fact
remember-
checked that around the building, right?
do we remember seeing paint markings in the basement when we snuck down there last night?
You did not.
Interesting.
You didn't go very far.
Yeah, but we skipped over.
And there's
a trap.
only the
Yeah.
one trap. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you double checked all the things that he told you, right? Because Francis ain't that reliable, if you know what I mean.
He was abandoned and alone here, so there was no real other double checking. It was take him for what his word is worth.
Ooh.
I have a question,
I wouldn't have done that.
just from a story continuity standpoint. How the hell did Francis survive on his own here for X number of
Great
days?
question. That's a
The
great
same way
Yeah.
Jar Jar Binks didn't get himself shot in the middle of Star Wars. He's either a Sith or just dumb luck.
It's the Force.
Some NPCs get plot armor.
Like Dex, because I said so.
Yep.
I think Francis might actually be the father of vampires this entire time.
So
Like,
you're
Francis
on the
is our
you're on the
biggest
boat
fan.
of Jar Jar is the Sith Lord.
Not really. Wait, did that
Those are
have to
equatable
no?
topics.
Mm.
I see continuity here.
Okay.
Could
Well, that
Jar Jar
wasn't.
be a Sith
that-
Lord without realizing he was one?
Technically, no. Could he have the power and
Yeah.
abilities of one? Absolutely.
Hmm.
But to be a Sith Lord, you kind of have to like take power.
Are you trying to cut off the Star Wars doc?
Although, can you take it
Yup.
by accident?
I'm trying to more accurately get us back on track. Hydrate.
There we go.
Hydrate.
We're on
Thank you.
tour.
Okay.
I also have 41,000 bubbles and literally nothing else to do with them.
So, Violet, as my wife said, I am very excited to see all of the things that you have fixed. Is there a general purpose towards it, or is it just aesthetics? Because I might need to hire someone to fix my tower.
Oh, the
It got a
construction.
little bit damaged.
They're not really that great at fine detail. They just kind of put things in places. We're really hoping that within the next week the main construction is finished. I believe possibly today it should be more or less done
What is it for?
for worship.
Right. No. How? Yeah.
Tell them about the eclipse.
Oh, is that
The eclipse is
that
coming,
have to-
Francis. Yes. As I've said, the eclipse is where the planet and the moon and the sun make a line, and you don't see
well-
the sun
Why is it special for Hercival?
because it's a beautiful, exciting event.
Can
Yeah.
we
No,
insert
that?
no doubt.
It
no
marks
doubt.
celestial time. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
That
we're
is
gonna-
the
we're
answer
gonna- we're gonna
I am
vibe check
interested
that.
in.
That's
That's
gonna
gonna be
take a
26
vibe
on
check.
my vibe check.
17.
Fuck, it's not fucking 15.
Kai got a natural one. They're really vibing with
Kai,
Francis.
you gotta stop method
No.
acting. It's just too
Method,
much.
yeah. Be the character.
I'm looking
Twenty-
Atreus needs to go
Torkel.
back to not
Nice.
talking because my insight is terrible once I'm talking again. Shut up again.
Yeah.
Violet
needs to
is
listen more.
obviously. Yeah, Atreus. Mina. You know she's leaving something out. Torkel and Akir, you see she's not just leaving something out. She's very purposefully talking around something, and it's almost conniving.
Okay, why don't you quit the bullshit?
Can I
with
make
us,
a-
Violet?
Wait, did Torkel say that?
Yes.
Would you like to repeat yourself, Master Dwarf?
You heard me. Quit the bullshit. I'm in a bad mood.
Accuse
I am in
Violet
bad mood,
bullshitting.
Violet.
I'm so sorry. You
He's not
you can
always
see
like
yourself
this.
out.
No.
If
you're not
willing
to be civil
if I may,
in my
I
temple.
believe what Torkel is asking, given your response, is that you are not saying the truth. And we, in good faith, have done as you asked, and so we would like the truth of what the eclipse means for this place, because it is very important to the city of Saltmarsh.
How is this place important for your tiny town? This is our place of worship. This is where Percival, should his power actually come through, may be resurrected on this plane.
God, I hate
And
this
I
place.
assume you have a particular time and place for which you believe this may occur.
Well, I would love to think that it's on the eclipse, because that just kind of aligns the planets. But again, I am not a god. And if Percival decides to step through his own portal here or there or at any location, that is his own. But it is my duty that I have been tasked to build him a temple here.
By Percival
One-
personally.
Yes.
Here, for the eclipse, but for no specific reason beyond that.
No.
5 check.
Here. No, you're still riding it. This is her task.
But she doesn't know why.
She doesn't care why.
Good soldiers follow orders.
And so this is why you're not going to allow me into the basement to pay respects to my friend?
I said you could go, but it's been walled up.
Okay.
It's going to be a pain.
He's really good with rocks.
Yeah, I'll
You
find
should-
a way.
You should let him, like, once you're done
Nope,
with the thing,
Don't
you're
even
like,
worry about it.
Torque
Yeah.
really good with rocks.
I'm sure
I'm just going to head down there.
you know the way. She's
It's up to y'all.
She's gonna sit
which,
down
if
at the
any
table
of
and
you
start
want to
eating
come with me.
snacks.
Akira's just mentally trying to parse through whether Violet would be swayed in any regard if she knew what was about to happen.
You would probably think of her as a fanatic.
That's kind of the impression I got, is
Yeah.
if Percival showed up, she wouldn't care what happens. All she'd care about is
No.
that Percival showed up, and that's what matters. Yeah.
As she has stated, she has willingly traded her soul.
Can you remind us what we know of Percival the god?
Let's see.
Like, is he one of the Eclipse Lords?
Yes.
Okay.
So
He's a Lich
you
Lord. Shrouded Eclipse.
Yep.
And he has an army of skeletons and constructs.
And we're pretty sure that that army is on the other side of the portal and not, like, here waiting to be raised.
you are not sure. You have no
Okay.
evidence that it is actually here.
Okay.
You saw, all the skeletons exhumed. All the bodies
But we
exhumed.
also think there's approximately 400 bodies sleeping above us. Right? Isn't that what
From-
KV said?
I don't think that.
Not KV, Saphira.
I don't remember the number 400.
Yeah, me either.
Okay. I know there were 400 mummies.
200 mummies.
200 mummies.
200 mummies. Okay.
There were hundreds of skeletons when you guys first arrived the first time,
Okay.
but all you guys hounded out most of those guys. That just, yeah.
So Torkel's leaving.
Akir's following
I-
because he can't process this in front of Violet because he's trying to decide whether it makes sense to kill her or not right now. So he's walking away.
I might sit. I'm gonna sit with Violet because I'm still riding the bestie girl power train, and might as well keep her attention while you guys are doing sneaky
Cool,
shit.
cool. Keep her distracted.
Francis is going to blindly, idiotically follow y'all and hope that Violet doesn't ask questions.
Right, he's their chaperone.
Francis,
Yes, Violet?
don't walk where the floor has been painted.
Don't walk where the floor has been painted. Alternatively, just follow them.
That's fine too. But if they fall in a hole,
Then don't follow them.
yes.
Okay.
There's a 50-50 shot on that.
She knows.
Except for the fact that I'm actually Kai, so
Totally.
I'm actually more.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
I mean, this is of course assuming that she's not lying about all of the spots being painted, considering we didn't
Right.
see the paint last night.
Akira was just taking a quick fly over the hole, and Francis was just like, I'm going.
See, the good thing is that Akir knows where all the traps are because he's already found them all.
Yup. Actually, no, but I mean,
Where... Yeah, Akira knows
known
where
where a
a
lot of them are.
significant number of traps are.
he does know where a lot of them
Akira has no certainty that that is all of the
are.
traps.
No.
So
Alright,
bio
What's
break.
Atreus doing?
Atreus is going to stay with Mina, in case we do end up having to kill her this
fine day?
this lovely Violet.
Just don't
on this
try
fine
and do
day.
it while we're gone, okay?
Right. No, we're gonna
Yeah,
swap
no.
religion story.
Yeah, he's just standing there awkwardly. Unfortunately, his awkwardness is kind of like selling their whole story of like, yeah, we're just here checking this out, because he's not really investigating mostly. Although every now and again he looks like he's like perturbed by something. He's, yeah, just not going to interject much. Maybe.
He's a silent type.
Mina's just gonna girl talk her way into hopefully some answers for us.
Oh yeah.
And
I
Atreus
might
is here
have
just to
follow-up
listen, pretty much.
questions. Yeah. I might have follow-up questions, but you know, I'm brooding.
The silent type, you know.
So broody.
I hope I haven't totally wrecked plans by just calling her on her bullshit. But that's actually
We
worked
will,
out
I love
way
it.
we will
better than I anticipated.
pretend that you're the broody
It
type.
actually worked perfectly because it got the exact answer that Akir wanted to get, and it didn't cause a fight.
It worked out
So
so much better than
Akir
I
is quite
expected.
satisfied with how that went. Now he just has a really hard choice.
All right. So with that, it is basically 9 o'clock. We will do a 5-minute bio break so everyone can replenish their snacks and drinks all of that fun stuff.
We will see you in 5 minutes.
Eye candy is better seen and not heard.
Yeah, Travis. BBI candy.
I have that. That's been told to me quite a bit, actually, in my
We
life.
will-
I've been told that I'm disrespectful. He's been told he's like.
We will be back in 5 minutes. There will be a timer. There will be tunes by Arcane Anthems and probably a commercial. But we will see you soon.
Hydrate!
Bye. We are back. At least most of us are. Oh, that's just a room
There's a cat.
in the dice window. So we'll switch to the battle map.
Cat has wild shaped.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
cat's a cat.
That's a cat. It's amazing.
Oh, even better if she actually jumps up into the
I
camera.
know.
I know. I'm just like
Let's do
so waiting for it.
Which cat was that?
This is taking this.
That's bossy, 100%.
Bossy, come back.
No, it's Nora.
Oh,
It's Nora. She's coming to me.
This is taking method acting
You're supposed
to
to
a
hop
whole
up.
new level.
I mean, Cat did just reveal that they love method acting, so you know.
Come here. Come here.
Truth.
She'd run away. She'd run away.
You did not offer her the snacks?
Didn't
Yeah, because cats don't eat potato chips.
Everyone eats potato chips.
Sure, Maddie would like potato chips. Oh, hello!
I am faster most of the time.
Hello, angry
Protest.
baby.
So grumpy.
The protest meals.
Yes, except my affection.
New hydrate? Is that an old hydrate? I feel like that's a new hydrate.
That's a new
Right.
hydrate.
New hydrate.
Ooh, I now have juice.
Dex
Me
is just
too.
making sure that we are hydrated.
Well done. Well done.
That was good.
Snack mode.
Ooh,
Oh,
It's a
Oh.
good thing I brought my pie.
Goldfish.
Pie's still good.
Were you checking to make sure it's still good?
Smells good.
It's good. Sniff check always. Then the lick check.
I was telling stories of my childhood to my children, and I realized how many of them include me licking things that I should not have licked. And I'm like, oh, that's where Atreus gets it.
Mhm.
I'm
Me.
not
That's
surprised,
just-
but I'm slightly disturbed.
Well, okay. Well, it mostly revolves around the castle at Disney World. When for the 25th anniversary castle looked like a cake, and I was 4, and with unchecked ADHD because nobody wanted to label me, so it looked like a cake. It was very realistic, and so I licked it. And then and the reason I remember it so vividly is because of how embarrassed I felt afterwards when I realized, yeah, that's a castle, that's not cake. And I'm like, I hope nobody was looking at me.
Like I
Goofy
said,
definitely saw.
not surprised, slightly disturbed.
You definitely made the day of somebody. Some staff member who saw you on a security camera or
No,
or
that's the day Goofy
something.
quit.
You would have done the exact same thing, and you know it. It looked like cake.
See, I don't know if I would have licked it. I probably would have run into it or tried to smash it or smear it or something, but not lick it.
You definitely
can
would have
also
done the good structure
I can
check.
also see 4-year-old you saying to 4-year-old me, you know what, you should lick that to see if it's really cake. And then once I realized it's not cake, being like, see, I knew
Totally.
it wasn't really cake. That's
But they made a whole TV show for people like you called "Is It Cake?" So
That's also true.
I was actually the original
inspiration.
idea
the
behind.
person
That
who saw
was
you at
Goofy.
Disney World
That was Goofy.
was Goofy.
He went on to do
who
bigger
then
things.
went on to make the show "Is It Cake?" Inspired by a 4-year-old who licked the castle, and that's all you
And you
need to
didn't
know.
even get any royalties.
Back to D&D.
Can we
There
just
it
talk
is.
about Nora for a second, though?
I mean, we thought she wild shaped into you, so
Look at how precious she is.
I think she's being held against her will.
yeah, I think so.
Blink twice if you need to escape, Nora.
Let me be clear. She knows how to say when she wants to escape, and there's usually teeth involved.
Yeah, probably.
All right. So, back to the map. I have Mina and Atreus sitting on one side, with Violet and Pancha sitting on the other. I've got Torkel and the little band.
Dwarf? Pieces of dwarf?
Who?
Yes, you saw that last
Yeah.
time. That's nothing
Who
new.
was the person?
I
who
know,
was-
but the fact that you have it listed as pieces of
Who was
dwarf.
the person who went through the door at the top?
That was Chris. Christian.
Okay.
I still have Dusk. Where's Dusk going to be for all
He's
this?
just sitting on my shoulder.
All right.
Actually, you know what?
And-
He's gonna hop off of my shoulder, and he's gonna sit on Mina's shoulder.
Very well. And what are we doing with Saphira? She's a snake.
Dusk thinks you're his mom now because you have wings.
Yeah, she's a snake, so she just gonna kind of curl up around my leg and just continue.
Or
on.
All right.
she could follow the guy who went north.
I just want someone to go to Torkel and ask, "Is that a snake on your legs, or are you just happy to see me?"
I just want Torko to say, "There's
No, I
a
wanted
snake
to
on my
stick
boot."
with me for now.
Kai will do that at some point. Don't worry.
And that's how you scar a
Perfect.
celestial.
We're still figuring out this dynamic,
It's delightful.
but I figure it's probably to our advantage that they don't know that she's here explicitly. Like, there's one less person for them to be suspicious about.
Very well. All right. Mina, we're gonna kick it in your direction.
Well, since they're off on their little tour, and Torkel is like so broody all of the time,
Obviously.
this might take a while because like you might have to sit there and write a song about it. So don't hold your breath. Tell me
We had one
your
like that.
story. Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, guys are so strange when you live with them and you're the only girl. But tell me, how did you end up with these guys? How did you end up with Percival? Since this might take a hot minute, I want to hear your story.
Let's see. Maybe 200 years ago? Like I said, I lost my soul for a while.
Mhm.
200 years
Naturally.
ago, there was a similar. It wasn't an eclipse. It was a different, not a moon, a planet passing by,
Mhm.
and
I wasn't alive 200 years ago. I just want to preface that, so you might have to like fill me in those 2 decades. But
I was almost
I
alive.
was almost alive, so like we might catch on. But
My mom.
so
was around.
not
Assume-
alive yet, not dead yet. Great.
there you go. You got it.
Oh.
You got it.
What? No. Okay.
The girls are talking.
So me and my friends, we were maybe 30, 35 at the time, and we had this bet going that we could do witching things at the witching hour. And so we had stolen a scroll from a mage, and it was late at night. We were out in the forest together. We built a fire. We drew in the dirt all the different runes and the symbols from the scroll. And when whatever the green and blue planets were that lined up, we read the scroll. Two of my friends melted.
Oh shit!
Uh-huh. One of them, I'm not going to say exploded, but their body was torn open from the inside.
Oh, disgusting!
As
Imploded.
no,
Just
flipped
flipped inside out like a sauce.
better, except what came out was a demon.
Oh,
Oh.
that's a girl's night gone bad, huh?
It was something, and the demon then grabbed a couple of the other girls and ate them.
Ooh.
And I think it was because they screamed. I don't really know why I didn't scream.
Shock,
Um,
probably, from the inside out
The
friend.
melting and so he talked to me, and I kind of had the option of being consumed or making a trade. And I had remembered that when we read on the scroll, um, something about being able to trade your soul. So for magic, I made a pact with this demon.
I mean, what were your options? Right?
Death.
Yeah, I hear you,
Likely
Northman.
something worse than death.
Probably.
Considering. So I said the words on the scroll, and the demon accepted my offer of my soul, and I was in his service for the better part of about 100 years.
Ooh, okay.
Um,
Some time for
it was
that to be slightly traumatic. I mean, I think Torkel left me some of his whiskey, so like, just gonna.
yes.
There you go.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I don't drink. Thank you.
Oh, I feel like you should start.
I've come to terms.
You should
Yeah.
start after.
You're
that.
welcome. You're welcome, Atreus.
Francis hasn't driven you to drink yet.
Yeah. I mean, like, you live with these dudes. I'm very surprised, and kudos on you, actually.
It takes a lot of self-control.
Yeah, I chose whiskey, probably
Yeah.
to a detriment, but you know, we're working on it.
Someday everything will be calm and you will stop choosing the whiskey. I hope.
Yeah,
That's.
I mean,
See,
You get really sad,
Anyway,
babe, and angry.
story's not done.
no,
Okay.
no. And for the record, if I were inebriated, you can only imagine what Francis might do without a level head nearby.
Or what you would do
So,
to Francis. I get it.
Thank you.
I get it.
So I came to learn that the ritual which I performed in offering my soul, actually had put my soul into a soul coin, which is a currency of the demons. And at some point in that 100-something years of my service, the demon purchased something with my soul coin.
Delightful of him.
So I stopped receiving notice and orders and just kind of kept living my own bad life.
Mhm.
No major repercussions. And eventually my soul came into the hands of Percival.
That's a
Through
plot twist.
means I had no real control over. So he offered it back
Oh.
to me on with conditions such as this, that I
Naturally.
would be tasked with being in his worship. So it's not necessarily that I'm here of my own. It is. I am here of my own free will. In some senses.
Understood.
And this is my task, to build a shrine worthy of him. The cleanliness really is just my personal preference, and to have a place where we can perform surgeries without the decay, where we can help those who need augmentations or corrections. It's just more sanitary this way. So,
When you say surgeries. Is that? Do you mean alchemy or?
I mean, alchemy is a part. You wouldn't want to perform surgery on someone who's awake. That's painful. It's very awfully loud, and you don't. The blood gets mess everywhere. With the proper alchemical ingredients, the patient is calm. The blood slows down so that it coagulates within the body, and you can really make the corrections you need without any major.
I'm sorry. So corrections. What do you mean?
Well, it really depends. Every situation is different. Someone
He
who
really likes science, so
lost an arm,
Love it.
nerd.
you can with a combination of alchemy and magic and surgery, you can graft a new arm onto someone. If someone's bones have been melted by magic, this is a way that we can restore. You can amplify, you can replace, you can augment.
What's the weirdest one you've got? What's
So
the weirdest request?
Oh, there was a little bird who had lost his eye in battle. So he'd been wearing a fake glass eye for a very long time. And he really wanted a working operational eye. So we found a suitable candidate, and we were able to transplant the
Living
one
or
eye,
dead suitable candidate?
willing
Willing to just yoink his eye out.
No, yeah, it wasn't a problem.
I
And,
feel like I would want to keep those.
well, obviously, you would not be a willing candidate. We wouldn't just
Right.
force it upon you, without.
Inside check that. I'm very suspicious. None of this sounds like something a willing candidate would want to do.
I got a 12.
I'm not doing great. I'm kind of disturbed.
What was
13?
promised? Because that's the question. What was promised to the willing candidate in order to gain their willingness?
How would you wait. Yeah, I'm thinking about my own eyeballs.
Oh yes.
Naturally.
Well,
What?
you're a fighter.
How?
You're
Yes.
a warrior. You need your eyes. You would not be
do.
able to perform your
Who wouldn't
duties.
need their eyes?
Plenty of people. There are so many who live in the Underdark who have no need for eyes. There are creatures that have blind sight, that the eyes are merely an adaptation of their senses. There are people who would be willing to trade an eye for the life or the restoration of a loved one. That if you
enticing.
if you were to give up an eye to save this person, and I was able to replace the failing heart of your husband, would that be a sacrifice you would make to save your husband? If I could promise that the heart we gave him would restore him, you knowing he was dying.
Interesting. I see what you're saying.
So in this situation, there have been plenty of people willing to pay the price of what many people call gruesome or inappropriate or heinous, but that's their choice. They would sacrifice part of themselves for a loved one. It's really very, very.
How do people find out about this? Like, it's not like you're putting flyers out like
Sometimes.
one kidney here in exchange for a left toe.
No,
Like,
I did. We did send Francis
what's the marketing of
to
that?
the guild hall to advertise for masons. As we were working, we've put out different opportunities amongst the thieves guild because, again, we have found that slaves will happily trade a simple body part for their freedom if this is what's been offered to them.
Right.
So does that happen a lot where people come and offer body parts for like?
Define a lot. It's not daily.
Okay.
How many times a month?
It
So,
happens.
example, my father went to go find, eternal life
As one
so
does.
that he. Right.
You
as
don't need to
one
vibe
does.
check. She literally 100% is on board with that.
This is all
Mhm.
medical to her.
Mm-hmm. So, like, is that something that you can offer?
Me? No. Hurstiful, of course.
I mean, uh-huh.
But it's
Do you know Atraxes Brachian?
your father.
Yes. Yes, a lot of people. This question.
Yeah.
I do not believe I have met your father. The Lord of the Dreadwood, no. But I do know of him. Many of his stories, his prowess.
Yeah.
Wait. I actually don't know many of the stories.
Really? Last I heard,
Yeah,
he was looking for you.
Yeah, I'm going to meet him for the first time since forever in
At the
like a few
eclipse.
days.
Oh, perfect.
Such a
when
monumentous
vampires can walk
day.
the plane. When vampires can walk the day. But that
Mhm.
no wonder
Yeah,
you're
get to meet my
so
father-in-law.
obsessed
Isn't that
with the
exciting?
eclipse.
Yeah, and so I get to have a reunion with my dad.
Make introductions finally.
Nice.
Oh yeah. So that's why we're very, very interested in the eclipse.
That's where that crown was from. It was
Family.
in the Dreadwood.
Oh yeah. Oh, I found it.
Heirloom. Found it.
I did find it.
Yeah.
It's very shiny. Told you it looked expensive. I picked it up.
Yes.
Sorry, I know this is not. What
Moon
are some of the
god.
stories?
Some sort of moon
Really?
god.
The stories about
I don't.
Atraxes.
This religion stuff is new to me, so if it's a
Oh,
moon
it's
god,
fine.
that's cool.
If it was a relic and you were against the person, you would have been smitten. So it's obviously fine.
Clearly.
Or your god protects you from their wrath.
Oh, we just became friends, so don't worry about that. It's probably the first one.
Yes, I mean, Atraxes is well known through most of the world in the darker rooms and in the deep alleys. I've met
Why?
many of his spawn.
What?
Traded teeth for blood. Blood for teeth. Vampire's fang can be very powerful. Even a vampire spawn's fang can be quite useful as an ingredient. No, nothing compares to the unicorn's horn. Obviously,
Obviously.
I've only had the
Obviously.
opportunity to use one in my studies.
Unicorn horn or fang?
Oh, unicorn horn,
Unicorn
many
horn.
fangs.
Yeah.
Right, of course. What? I'm sorry. What is he known for? Like, what?
Death.
How is he? Why?
Why? Babies. Have you not been? You've got siblings.
Oh my God! I have
So many siblings. Your family's so big.
I mean, he
fuck.
he may not be the father of vampires, but he certainly has fathered
Definitely
many
the
vampires.
uncle of vampires.
Okay, that's so nice.
When it's finally dawning on Atreus that, Atreus is 150 years old, but that means that his father has been a full-blooded vampire for 150 years.
I'm sorry, because the mental image is very, very unfortunate in my head. You mean like biting Spawn, right? Right? Not the other one?
No, they don't. They can't do that anymore.
Oh, okay, good.
I mean, they can do that, but they don't spawn that way.
I
More?
needed to,
Okay.
like, find
We're
the
literally married.
Sure.
Do you not? Have you not?
Yeah. But you know where my brain went? I had to just clear that up.
To my dad having sex? That's not a great place for your brain to go.
Exactly why I asked for clarification.
Okay.
us, though.
Oh. What do you mean he's known for death? For just like killing a lot of people? Or
No, like, I mean, all sorts of things. He's participated in wars across the ocean. He's
the fuck?
Busy man.
There's a rumor they call him an eclipse lord, which is very, very telling now that you've put these pieces together for me. So
What does that mean? If I don't have any idea what an eclipse lord is.
well, if what I know is true, he's been able to find ways to traverse the planes, to walk between the realm of the ghosts and sorry, that's me, not her. And the living, to walk in the night, to I somehow avoid the daylight, and in doing so has slaughtered who knows how many in battle, and imagine the gore and the harvest.
Is she enjoying this mental picture?
She's going back and forth.
She's okay.
Yeah, but
she quivers.
Yeah, I can
quivers in
imagine.
delight.
yeah,
Mark her down as scared and horny.
Mm-hmm.
there it is.
Yeah. Yes. He seems like a character.
Very
I
powerful.
can't wait to meet him.
Very.
Perhaps
Well, you
he'll
know,
come here.
good-
If you
good
could
for
be
him.
here,
Rising above being a fisherman.
you could be here during the eclipse.
What? What an invitation, Atreus!
That would be so nice. What's better about being here during the eclipse than not here?
They haven't quite picked a destination yet, you know.
I would be here. I'd get to meet your father.
Ah. For the spawning.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'm sure he'd. I don't know what he'd do to you, but
He better not do anything to her, because she's my wife.
give his daughter-in-law a big hug.
right, right.
Obviously.
So
Cool. Well, I mean, we'll consider it. Guess it's got a little time to think about the location, and I think we've got to do a little like contact
If
him
you're
and
here-
see where.
and he's here. That would probably draw Percival here.
Maybe.
We would be the temple he chooses.
Is he in the? Are they? Is he not looking to come directly?
Are there
to
more
his temple?
of his temples?
Yeah.
I've been to a few.
Oh. Okay.
But this is the one I was tasked with
Right.
erecting for him.
Gotcha.
Mm.
Whoa.
Great
That was
erection.
for you. Okay. Yeah.
Does it look? I mean, does it look
Impressive.
like an impressive length of a building?
It's got like a.
No,
good
it's really
girth.
it's more,
Is it nicely girthy?
pointy.
Oh.
It's
Oh
shaped.
God.
Interesting.
I mean, I guess you didn't circle the
No,
building,
I mean, no,
or
we haven't.
it's
no.
shaped like the ram's head, obviously.
Right.
The horns,
She's
the,
not
the
good
snout.
at spatial relations.
Yeah.
The base
Oh,
as
it
well.
really is, isn't it? It's oh God. I'm also not good at parking. But anyway, Abe, we should
Check on your friends.
check on
Yeah.
our friends and think about eclipses more.
But thank you so much for sharing.
Oh, it was quite the pleasure. I believe it's now your turn to regale me of your wings.
My wings.
So if you want to have
Oh
that
yeah,
be
her mom
off.
fucked a dragon. That's it.
My mother fucked a dragon. And this is a new. I developed these new things. So so far,
Second
actually, it's a
puberty.
sensitive topic for me. So
I was going to let this be off camera, so
Uh,
Yeah. What do you mean, page not found?
Did you guys just like make a deal to tell each other stories, and then when she's like, "Okay, your turn," you're just like, "Oh no, look at the time, I gotta go back."
look at the time. I am actually quite sensitive about that. I didn't actually agree to tell my story. I did. I really did.
You agreed to tell your story about serving Eucidium,
My
not
come
about
to
your wings.
Eucidium moment.
Yeah.
Those stories are
Alright.
kind of one and the same, and they both involve killing an Eclipse Lord.
I mean,
Which is why I very quickly was just like, oh, her mom fucked a dragon.
Yeah.
Especially since it sounds
My
like
mother was a hamster.
Violet likes the
My father
Eclipse
stepped up her
Lords.
belly.
I know. We're very pro Eclipse Lord here. Don't love it.
All right. Torkel,
think
you
that
can lead.
she would.
Go ahead.
Sorry, you would think that she would know that Eucidium would not be pro Eclipse Lord.
She's a silly lady.
Does she know? Has she been vibe checking me back the whole time?
But is
Did I
Eucidium
pass?
actually?
Are you asking?
Is Eucidium actually against the Eclipse Lords, though?
Yes.
Is he?
Because
They're on a literal list of
Undead.
people to hunt.
that was the shit list I was given, was all the Eclipse
Okay.
Lords.
I wasn't sure if we were actually fighting the Eclipse Lords or just their acts in this world.
No, we're fighting them. Which is why I've been very confused why we haven't been allowed, or why there's been so much indifference about killing any of Percival's people. I'm very confused. I continue to be confused.
All right. Torkel, you stand in front of the wall that must be blindly walked through. You have Akir, Saphira, and Kai Francis with you.
Torkel closes his eyes, doesn't say anything, and just walks straight through.
You are successfully walking through.
All right. Open our eyes, look around for paint on the floor.
As you do so, you notice directly north of you, there is white paint on the white floor. And I'm going
You know
to...
what?
Did Francis
they're
paint
yelling
the floors?
and they're yelling at Francis for falling through that.
Please tell me that
So-
Francis
Francis
painted
must
the
have
floors.
painted it.
You don't have Francis's memories, so I'm not going to give you that. But
But isn't it obvious?
it's pretty obvious. Now that I have this painting tool, however, I will mark this properly. Here's the pit trap that you guys avoided earlier. The trap to the north is not one that you had seen or explored or found last time. But now that you're looking for it, you know it's there.
That's good to know. Okay, so we were... Torkel looks like here. We were going south? Nathan doesn't remember.
South is the room with the jade statue. North wraps around to the other room. And now Peter's blanking on what the rest of the map looks like.
Unbelievable.
There's the Minotaur
That's
room.
where North wraps around to.
Which,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Have we not gone
We didn't explore everything now.
No, y'all are way too hurt to actually explore everything.
Yeah, so like if we go south and then west, I don't know what's over there. But otherwise, I think north wraps around, and if we go east and then north or south, I'm not sure. Well, I think east and then south is just that same hallway, so that probably doesn't lead to anything, but I'm not sure what south, west, or east, north go to.
The only thing I really care about is the walled off section at this point.
Okay, then that's just straight south.
Okay. Let's go for that. And avoid the painted floor.
All
Need
right.
an
I'm not even gonna make you
Cool.
athletics this. You know it's there. You know how far you have to go. You've done it before. All right. You move into the room. You move to the area where you once saw a fake door. The broken jade statue still stands. Well, still lays here in shattered ruins.
And this was the room with Elise in it?
Not this room.
No.
This room, the jade statue.
Okay, one more. All right. Do we have anything that we need to do with the jade statue, or are we moving on?
I think we should just avoid touching it, because that is what
Cool.
activated it last time, and hopefully it just is dead, but I'd rather not risk it.
All right, on we go.
While
Alright.
while Torkel looks at the wall, I would like to look at the door on the north side that we presumed is connected to the door on the other side that we had dead-ended at. But
All right, tell me what you are doing, Akir, to this door.
just looking for traps and whether it's locked, and then tentatively going to try and open it if I don't think it's locked or trapped.
Alrighty.
And I might put my shield on before I do any of that, just in case, since my shield gave me a warning last time.
Nice. All right. As you put the shield on, you look at it and you see this reflection in it of a wire above the door that you had missed before.
Do I think I can just cut the wire or something?
You would need to use your thieves' tools to disarm it, because as you're not really sure what it connects to.
Okay, then I will try and do that. $14.
Neat.
Oh, good. Got real worried there.
Yeah. Remember, this is a dungeon for level 6 characters, not for the nonsense you are.
But the dungeon for level 6 characters could probably still kill me if I fell in lava.
Yeah, lava's its own thing. You are able to successfully reroute the wire and maintain tension on it while you do so. As you follow it, you realize that it's linked to something within the wall, that if you pulled the tension the wrong way or released it, there's something that will fall, some sort of vial that the door kind of holds up and would release something. So with the new tension you have added, you can successfully attempt to open the door without bombing you all.
Great. Then I'll just pop it open real quick to make sure there's nothing there before we start trying to break down this wall.
There is a hallway on the other side, just as you had predicted.
Cool.
It immediately turns to the right and loops around.
And so that leads back to the Minotaur room.
Yep.
From the underside. It also leads to the room or the series of corridors where you saw so many people die, and you watched Akir almost die from the trap exploding door. So you know that you'd have to pass through that area before you got to the Minotaur room if you take this route.
And cartographically,
Nice.
would it make sense for there to be a secondary entrance to the Elise room off of that hallway?
Probably.
I wonder if we should, like, look at that while Torkel looks at the wall.
Torkel, would you mind if we check this side of the hall before reopening the wall?
Yes, that's fine. I'll stay here for a moment.
Very well, as you please. My shield is doing what it does, so hopefully we don't run into any trouble along the way.
So Torkel's gonna sit down and start playing some mournful music on the bagpipes. It's probably Amazing Grace. That's always Amazing Grace.
All right. Torkel, give me an investigation check.
Alrighty. 19.
19. Nice. The masonry here is exquisite. Very, very well done. You start going through, and you would swear this is dwarven work. It's just that good.
Okay. All right. So dwarven work. Anything super notable about that? Like,
It's nearly flawless. Like, unless you knew there was a passage behind it.
okay,
There's no evidence this was ever a passage.
got it. So
Almost enough to make you think that you're hallucinating. There was a passage here.
So that dwarf they cut in half. They might have put him to work before they dismembered him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Or I guess
Willingly,
they did say
apparently.
they had someone who was probably a mason before he washed ashore. So that kind of checks out.
Is there any chance anyone has locate object? You do? Okay, great.
I do. I failed to reset my spells, so I don't have, shape stone, but I do have locate
something.
object.
Because I was just thinking,
That's something.
we knew that there was an object that was the anchor on this side for the portal, and Violet has very clearly established that Percival can come through the portal here if he chooses. So either she got a new object to be the anchor, or the old one is here and we know what it looks like, in which case locate object might work.
The other thing that it might be able to do, I guess it wouldn't be able to tell us the way to the object, would it?
That's more of a find the path spell.
Yeah, and I don't have that one. But yes, I do have locate object if we want to try and locate the heart.
It would just tell you direction, which would, depending on where we're standing, potentially be enough.
Not the heart. You have the heart in your possession. It's the bag.
Right.
Well, it's at least worth a try while Kai and Akir go down that tunnel. Or hallway, I guess.
Do you want me to do that right now, or do you want me to do that once we're, back on the surface?
I would say let's check out this hallway, and then if we don't find any obvious ways into the room or another room that might be new, then we could try and do it while we're down here.
Okay. Because I imagine it would sort of give me an XYZ axis. Like, it's up in this direction, or it's on this plane in this direction.
I would think so. The spell just says direction, so I wouldn't think it would just be, at 90 degrees to your eye level. But
Imagine a compass pointing north.
What, 360 north?
So it would. So
Or spherical.
so what? It's going to point you at it. So you have a.
Yeah.
So the spell component for this is a forked twig. So either you're pulling out a piece of stick, or you're using whatever your spellcasting thing is for this. So if you're imagine taking a forked twig in the same way that a someone in the desert uses a forked twig to find water somehow, and it's going to kind of do that. So you grab both ends, and it just kind of points you.
It's like
That
a
way.
ghost tuning fork.
So it's only on the XY axis, not the Z axis.
There's no reason to not think it wouldn't do this or this or this.
Okay, so
But
it
it's
is
not
Z
going
axis,
to-
Yes.
Yes.
It is. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Cool. That's what I was confused about.
It's not going to tell you how to go around walls. It just
no.
points you that way. And then if you cast Dimension Door, or you cast Pass Wall and just walk right through, or Disintegrate, whatever's between you and it. Classic wizard stuff.
All right, so are Akira and I doing investigate
Where are you going?
through the door?
Through the
Yep.
door. So you can see all of this as you do so.
Okay. And the Elise room was basically like due south
Down
of the
in-
Jade statue, right?
No, due east of the Jade statue.
So we're right up against the Elise room.
Right.
Okay.
So as you mosey on in,
Yeah, we are north of the Elise room.
just about, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Still moving on.
I mean, we're just looking for anything that might be another
Yeah,
hidden
we
door
just want
to
to
it.
check primarily the south wall and that eastern wall,
Hydrate from Pentawit.
just to see if there's anything on the southern or
Ooh.
eastern wall that might
Penta?
lead to the room.
And stretch.
And stretch. Can I stretch with a drink? Oh. There we go. All right, I will take investigation checks
Hydrate
from
again.
both of you.
Okay, but now I'm out of drink again.
You need to you need like a mini fridge now next to your
Don't give me ideas. That's a 10 on my
Oh, wait,
investigation.
Nice. All right, both of you look through this southern wall, and you are pretty certain there's no secret passage here.
Because we both rolled like shit. However, it might be easier to go through this wall because it's not dwarven mastery.
Hydrate from Bika.
Oh my gosh!
Well, then perhaps we should see if Torkel would like to take a look at this wall, since he knows stone better than I. In the meantime, should we try to see if we could locate the previous anchor item and see if it's even in there? I feel there's a decent chance that Percival, if he had asked her to build this temple specifically, might have found some way to provide her with a different anchor, but we can hope.
We can hope. Let me see what I can find. Alright. I have casted it.
All right, it comes up empty.
Oh.
So the bag, which was once the anchor for the portal, was destroyed and has not been brought back, remade, or no longer exists anywhere near you. Is it
Well,
definitely not in this temple?
That's not great.
No. That means he has some other means.
What do we think of these amulets?
What do I think of these amulets, DM? I don't think I've really gotten
Which
like
one?
a close look at any of them, other than like the original Francis amulet.
Yeah, they seem like holy symbols.
Stands to reason anything could be an anchor, but so far we haven't encountered anything that puts off evil in the way that typical anchors have. I think in the past we've always known when something was an anchor. It was obvious.
But I feel like we haven't encountered that at all here. But we should have by this point, right? We've explored a decent amount of the area.
The anchor
We
is
should have a
always in the
Mhm.
location of the portal.
Can I locate a portal with locate object?
No.
Do we know if someone like Percival would need an anchor to open a portal?
Give me an Arcana check.
They all do, right? Oh.
I'm wondering if they have varying degrees of potency. I got a 19.
All right.
Woohoo.
So at this point, Akir walked through the gate spell from Haneo. So it was only a minute. It wasn't permanent, but it required no anchor at all. He just opened it to wherever he wanted it to be. So magic of that power would need something to make it permanent. You've heard Atreus talk about the plane shift spell, which does require an anchor, and that's really what this seems to all be based on, is making these plane shifts permanent. Give me a history check.
That one's an 11.
An 11.
I mean,
Other than the Eben Kephis, nothing really comes to either of your minds as how to do it other than with you don't even fully understand how they do it. So there's got to be something here that's going to anchor the portal.
and we've always felt a vibe from it, right?
I mean, you've seen the portal, and it usually has a guardian.
We felt how much it hurt.
Yeah,
But we haven't felt that here.
you haven't found the portal.
And the map
We also don't know if it exists right now.
That is also very true.
and the map that we have only showed one portal on this island. And
And it was indicated to be closed.
yeah, do we know what it takes to make an anchor? Like if we don't feel it now or it's not made now, we don't know what would go into making it.
Correct.
Yeah.
You do not. You've gotten examples of things used as anchors. And it's typically something from the plane where it came from. Like the vampire's tooth connected the plane of vampires to the material plane. The bag of souls connected Percival's plane to the material plane here.
Atreus still has that tooth.
So what do
doesn't
we-
he?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But how did those things get here then? We don't know.
Someone
Yeah.
you don't know. Someone like Violet.
So wait, if the bag of souls, right? The bag was the anchor. Could whatever soup of evil she's making be an anchor? Like, or is that not?
If she was blending pieces of bodies from Hercival's domain, it wouldn't be impossible.
Okay. Interesting.
I don't have good answers. So, if we're intent on getting through this wall, I think Torkel should take a look at both sides, and we can determine the best way to make our way through. But in the meantime, I don't know how Violet will react to that, nor what we should do with her. Because so far she has not done anything wrong, but has made it clear where her loyalty lies, and we know what her god plans. So...
Are we able to close this without
I-
Atreus?
no.
I have dispel magic. Well, I guess that doesn't do all of it. What if we haven't asked her the right questions yet?
I mean,
What if we haven't
we are
asked her?
open to starting a fight, we can ask her the very direct question.
What has Hercival given her?
Does she know that Hercival plans to invade this realm?
Destroy the world?
Precisely.
You'd probably be very excited about that.
I feel as though she would.
I don't know that that's going to get us anything. I feel like a better question would be something to the effect of, what has Hercival gifted you from his realm? What do you have from his realm? Like some indication of what the anchor might be. We could even ask her if she knows if there's a portal around.
It is worth a try.
We know she's making things that could easily be guardians. We could ask if any of the guardians have gone to guard a seemingly nondescript room.
Did you guys go back to where the original portal was, or not yet?
That's the walled off.
They're trying to
Working
get
the
on
walled
that.
off section.
All right. You want Torkel to finish playing his bagpipes and come and look at that wall for you? All right, let's do it.
All right, investigation check.
Alrighty. 14. Not fabulous.
This work is much older, and based on your knocking and touching of the wall, it does seem like it is thinner than where the dwarves had recreated and filled in the fake wall. So there's pros and cons to both. Excavating here should require less time because you're just going straight, but you risk a cave-in because you are knocking down a wall that was not made to be a
door.
throughway. Right.
Yeah.
Going through the other way, at least it might take a little more time, but at least you know it was made for passage.
I am in favor of going through the door. What say you all?
I think that's wise.
Yes. It seems like the only way that we can confirm whether there is another portal or not.
And we ought to do that before we get into an altercation with Violet so that we are at least operating with the most possible information.
Agreed.
All right. Is that where we want to leave it? We'll knock down that wall next time.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Cool.
Or maybe in the Discord. We'll see.
We'll see how the week
This is
treats us.
Come join us in the Discord. It's for free.
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's free
We
fun.
talk about D&D a lot.
All right, we calling it?
We're calling it.
Great.
Time of-
I just wasn't sure if you guys
Not
wanted
alive.
me to sign us off or not.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
go for it, dude.
Get us out of here. You're the one with the map.
Thank you all for joining us. We will see you next week at the same time. Have a great night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.